Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. I thought I'd do a little video on products that I don't want to let run out or wouldn't like to let run out. Some of them I've been using for absolutely years and some are new that I discovered last year or maybe the year before. And you can probably see there's a box here because there's one bit of kit that I had trained in at college, never considered buying for myself, discovered a video on YouTube and thought, right, time to get that kit, and I'll explain why in a minute. So everyone's got their favourite products that they come back to all of the time, and at the moment these are the products that if they're getting low, they get repurchased, and I will not let them go empty. When they start getting to about a third left, the reorder goes in. So we'll start with the one that you've heard me talk about quite a lot, Nivea Eye Cream. So this is the Q10 Anti-Wrinkle Plus Energy. What does that mean? It's not about that for me. It's about the fact that Nivea eye creams work. So I also like the one that's just the Nivea Q10 because this is plus vitamin C, but you get the standard Q10. Sometimes I can't get that. If I can't get that, I'll get this one because they're both pretty much the same. The only difference is that the tube in this one, the vitamin C one, the tube's a little bit different. It's got, I wonder if I can do, I keep forgetting which one's which. One of them you need to sort of pull the lid a little bit more. And this will be that one. Wait till you see, it'll go everywhere. There we go. See, I told you. And that's what you do. You twist that and then you release that. So this is the one that's got the vitamin C in it. And then you've got the one that's just the standard eye cream. But I always come back to Nivea, as I've said before if you've watched previous videos, because I've tried just about every eye cream going, and even though some might be absolutely fine and others have broken me out, eyes are very sensitive for me. I can get quite puffy. I've said before, it looks like Rocky's gone around in the ring. If it's really, really sensitive, it can puff right up. But even if it's a good brand and it hasn't irritated, I personally don't think any eye cream that I've ever used, and I've used a lot, way up to the Strivectin that was over $100 that I wanted to try, which was the, can't remember the exact name, but it promised to help with dark circles and it did not. Long story short, even if they're good, it's really hydration. I think beyond hydration and maybe a little bit of light reflective properties, for me, it's about the hydration, which stops the wrinkling and stops the dehydration and stops it looking tired. So Nivea always comes in around £5, £10. It's always good value. They're normally on special offer somewhere. You'll always get a good bargain. And it doesn't break me out. It doesn't irritate, doesn't sting, doesn't nip, doesn't dry the skin. So that's why I will always make sure I have Nivea. I will still test other products. And sometimes, again, they are lovely. I'm using a Declare one at the moment and I love it. But again, it's maybe double the price. It isn't doing anything that the Nivea is not doing, so I always come back to that. The other one that I've always got in my kit for myself, but also kit actually, when I'm working with clients, whether it be makeup or facials, anything like that, which is not at the moment, Avène. Different styles of Avène, definitely, but normally something within the sensitive or oil range, if you like. So this is Clearance Matte. So this is a mattifying emulsion. And again, it's just a nice light, I wonder if this, none of these have been opened yet. These are in my stash. Can you see it's still got the paper in it? It's all about, probably still got the seal on it. Yeah, it's still got the seal. So I won't open it just now because I don't need to. And then once you bust it open, you might not need it for a few months and then you go to use it. I wouldn't want it to be off. That wouldn't make me happy. But it's just a nice light moisturiser. You'll have seen me use it in previous videos. I like it because it doesn't irritate the skin. It does what you need it to do. It doesn't create irritation. Again, I'm sensitive. I can break out quite easily if something's highly perfumed or it's just got something in it that my skin doesn't like. So I know if I've got Avène, I'm okay. And again, there's maybe 3 or 4 within that range, either sensitivity or the Clearance Matte range that I know I'm okay to have. So sometimes Boots maybe do a 3 for 2. Because it's not the cheapest, it's definitely not the most expensive, but I'd say French Pharmacy can be mid-range. It is on the cheaper side of mid-range, but it can stack up. But I know I'll be okay if I go within that. So sometimes in Boots, they might not have the one I'm specifically looking for, but I know that I've got choices, basically. The other one that you'll have seen me speak about a lot is frownies. A lot of people hate frownies. They don't think they work. I am not saying for one moment that if you look like Zelda from Terrahawks, you can put a frownie on and your wrinkles will melt away. But say, for instance, you sleep and you give yourself a crease in between your eyebrows, or you sleep. I've said it before, sometimes when I sleep, I'll wake up in the morning and I've literally slept like a cartoon character. You know, when you put your hands like a prayer and you put your head on your hands. I do that like a cartoon. And but what happens sometimes is that you squash your cheeks like a chipmunk, and then you can actually give yourself like a marionette line in between your nose and your mouth, the nasolabial fold. Doesn't look good. A frownie will actually stop that happening because it sticks to the skin, and what it means is that you just have to apply the water on the reflective side, stick it on. See, these come apart, and then there's the diamond shaped one, and then there's the one for around the mouth. So that's in between the eyebrows, that's around the mouth. I'll show you that there. This bit's sticky. They say that you should wet it with their toner, but water's absolutely fine. And then these stick on, take them off the next morning. You do not have those little indentations, those wrinkles, those sleep lines. So that's why I absolutely love the frownies. Again, they're maybe about £25 for a pack, but you get 144 patches. It lasts you ages. And I maintain that I wouldn't even consider Botox at the moment. I hope I never consider it. I don't see why I would. But again, how can you say never? You just don't know what changes. But these basically save me the worry. So I just use these every night and I'm good to go. The Ohana, if you remember, I did the podcast with Jasmine a few months ago. I'd never tried any CBD skincare. I hadn't even thought about it. And then after speaking to her and trying this out, I am completely converted because it really works. It's a daily defence serum. To me, again, it's quite oily. And that's not to say that it is an oil, but it's got oil within it. But there's all your information. Again, it's got very thorough information within here, which I have read. I won't read it out to you today, but it's not the cheapest. However, I will be repurchasing it. And the reason it's not the cheapest is because it's independent. There's a lot of research and development and understanding that's went into it, which is why you get what you pay for. And you know me, I do not like spending what I perceive to be over the odds on something that's just lining the pockets of a big company. That's not what's happening here. This is an independent where a person has actually sought to create a solution to a problem that they've got. And within that, they've created a great range of products that help a lot of people. So I thought when I was trying it, it might be nice and that would be that. But now it's my daily go-to morning routine. And you don't need a lot at all. You need a tiny amount. So I'm about halfway through. Just show you how that looks there. I am not wasting a lot in this video because I love it too much. So it does feel oily, but again, it is a serum. It goes on, it feels really good, that's it. And then that is going to carry on working on the skin, being effective, doing what I need it to do. I've told you before in previous videos when I've gone through it, but long story short, it's a brightening skin hydrator, oil-based serum, perfect anti-pollutant to protect and nourish your skin, multi-defence shield. And then it goes on to tell you that it can help with skin imperfections, hyperpigmentation, can help even up skin tone, fine lines, and prevent future skin damage caused by pollutants. And then it breaks down the CBD, how to use, your cautions. Now, I would never have picked an oil, and if Ohana hadn't have sent me it to try, and I will be purchasing more, I can tell you that right now, then I would have thought, no, it's not for me. I might not even have picked it if I was allowed to select one. It just goes to show that you do not know what your skin's going to like. So if in doubt, try it out. And I will always make sure that I've got this for myself because it's now a product that I enjoy using every morning, and I've never ever had an issue with it. No breakouts, no sensitivity, no nothing. And that leads me on to the last one here, the Dermalogica Retinol Clearing Oil. This is the third one that I've purchased. I'm still on my second one, but I'm moving on to number 3. And what I love about this is that I've tried retinols. I don't personally think that your skin is meant to be irritated, flake, be red. They're all warning signs to me. When you're training as a therapist, you're told if the skin's red, flaky, irritated, broken, sensitive, you're told that these are warnings that your skin is giving you that something's wrong. So for me, if I'm using a product and I get any of those things, remember your skin's an organ. Your skin is an organ. It's there to protect your body. It's the biggest organ that you have. So for me personally, I do not subscribe to let your skin be irritated, let it flake, let it dry out, let it do this. If it's doing that, I would actually say that you need to think about what it is you're trying to achieve and whether you think that's actually a good idea, because not for me. That is a warning sign. Your skin is letting you know that something's not right. This doesn't do that. It's a retinol clearing oil. I use it every night because you're meant to, and it works. And what I find is, again, it's an active oil. It doesn't cause any irritation. It doesn't break me out. The retinol, I know that technically, again, it's not a retinol per se, but it does, drop it. It does everything that I would expect a retinol to do. So it's keeping everything calm, keeping everything settled, hydrating. But again, I know it's not technically a retinol per se, as in one that you'd put on your skin neat as it is. It's within the cleansing oil, or the clearing oil rather. But it does everything that I need it to do. It doesn't cause me a bit of bother, keeps everything nice and balanced, nice and happy. What more can you ask for? And then finally, you need your aloe vera gel when you're using this, but this is a radio frequency machine. So I trained in radio frequency when I was at college. I won't plug it in just now, but that's obviously your handheld tool. You've got the machine here. I saw someone using this online. I think it was TJ's Tribe, I think it is. And TJ does his own treatments on himself. Some of them would freak some people out because it would be argued that it's medical only, but he explains exactly why he's doing them for himself, and he doesn't advise you to do them. He just says, here's how I'm doing them. So I think it's great what he does, because he's not accusing anyone of anything, he's not suggesting anything, he's just saying, here's my skin at the very beginning, here's what I'm doing, here's how I'm tackling all the things that I want to change within myself. And personally, as long as you understand that he's doing it and he's showing you how he's doing it, that's his choice. I think when he showed everyone the radio frequency, he reminded me that I'd actually trained in it. So I got myself a radio frequency. What it basically does is help with stimulating collagen production. So you don't use it very often and you don't use it for long. You only use it on key areas. You don't use it everywhere. So I am just using the little tool just once a month for a couple of minutes, just above each eyebrow, above each eye, never on the eye, because again of the radio frequency, and then a little bit carefully placed just where the lines are, the nasolabial folds, the marionette lines, once a month. Been doing it for 3 months now, and all it's doing is maintaining that collagen production in those areas where you can start to sag and you could start to feel that you're starting to get those wrinkles. The reason I'm doing it is because I'm in my 40s now and I do not even want to consider those injectables. I don't mind what anyone does, you do what you like. But for me, I don't want injectables because I think you can always tell. I think when someone starts, they can't stop. And at some point, a lot of people go too far. But you never know you've gone too far until someone points out and they do a comparison and you're like, ooh, what's happened? So a little bit of radio frequency. I would say if you're not trained, maybe look at the professionals, see who's offering it within your area. Look at TJ's videos, I think it's great what he does. I enjoy watching it. Again, I'm coming from a qualified perspective, so I'm not watching it and thinking, oh, I need to do that, having had no knowledge. I just think it's very interesting. But again, if you're not trained, watch for enjoyment and then make your decisions. But you can always find someone within your area that can do it that's qualified, or you can watch him and be thoroughly entertained. And as well as being entertained, there's definite results. You can see that he's actually evolving and learning and trying out all these different things. He's really, really fun to watch and I do enjoy it. So that is the radio frequency. You can see the machine there. So that is those are is better grammar. Those are the products that I wouldn't be without. Aloe vera gel, you can add that as too. I get this from Superdrug, but there's lots of different places you can get it. Those are the products that I would not be without. So you let me know yours. I'm always interested to know, because again, just because these are the ones I wouldn't be without at the moment doesn't mean I won't add to that list. Other than that, have a lovely day and I'll see you again soon.